Okay, it's time for you guys to learn some new things in Illustrator. So make sure you're paying close attention. If you notice here, I have a copy of my first design. And if you look here, here's design one. I also have some new layers in here as well. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to group your design first. So you will select everything, go to Object, Group, or Command G on your keyboard. Then I need you to duplicate the design. If you notice, I'm on um, design 2 here. I'm in the Artboards panel. Click the drop down menu, duplicate Artboards. If you notice, the artboard appears over here to the upper right. So I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to click on the Artboards tool in the toolbar. Notice it grays out. I'm going to click and move it. Notice how the green line appears for me. That means that it's aligned. Bring it down a little bit and notice that it's aligned horizontally and vertically. You can get that by making sure you go to View and Smart Guides. Or you can keep your grid on so that you can see where you're moving things. Go to View and Hide Grid once you've moved your artboards into place. I don't want to I don't want it to be confusing when you move to the next step. All right. To exit the artboard tool, you can just click on another tool or press e- escape on your keyboard. All right, let's focus in on design 2. All right, if you notice here in design 1, I have some layers that have been named. And so, to get yours to look the same, notice when I open up design 2, considering I've already grouped my design, you have two groups here, group 1, group 2. If you click on the target here, it'll let you know which one you have selected. So, for my first one, I'm going to name it black and white. For the one that I copied, I'm going to name it color. Don't forget you just double click on the layer's name to rename it. Notice I have some guides here. We don't really need those for the most part, but we're just going to leave it there for now. All right, the next thing you're going to do, if you notice, I have a background layer. So if I come to my drop down menu here, make sure you have the layer selected first because we're going to create a sublayer that we're going to name background. Click on the drop down menu, new sublayer. We're going to name it background. I'm going to press OK. You're going to click on the layer and make sure it's beneath both of those layers. Just going to get rid of this for now so it's not confusing. So you have your black and white layer, which is your original. You have your color layer, which is your copy. And you have your background layer. Nothing appears there yet because you haven't drawn anything. So right now, since we're going to work here on our color layer, notice that this is in the wrong place here in the artboards. So I'm just going to move it up and just add the word color. Okay, and if you see, I've already focused on the artboard that I'm going to be working with, which is Command 0 when you have the artboard selected. Okay, so for now, so that you won't move your design by mistake, we're going to lock it. It's still there, but it's locked. If you notice, if I click on it and I try to move it, it doesn't go anywhere. So then you're going to select your background layer. You're going to double click on your fill. You're going to find a color. I'm going to work with a secondary color. A secondary color and I want my fill and my stroke to be the same. So if I click and hold here on my fill, I'll see a little fist, and then I drag the color to the stroke. Then I'm going to choose the rectangle tool and simply click, hold, and drag. Voila. Voila. You have your background. Very simple. Your background just sits on a layer beneath your design. Okay, now that we have our design in, I want to change the color. Don't forget that I locked the layer. So in order to do anything with the design, I got to make sure I unlock the layer. But before I unlock that layer, I'm going to lock the background. So now the background doesn't move. Let's unlock the color. Now notice that you can select it again. Don't forget it's grouped. That's why when I click one line, the whole design is selected. So let's change the stroke color, considering we don't have a fill. It's just lines. Double click. I'm going to use, let's do a blue. Primary color. Press OK. I deselect, and I have my design. So you're going to repeat these steps for all 4 designs. You're going to make sure you group the design first. Then you duplicate the artboard. Then you make sure you create your new sublayer, rearrange them, and then go in and lock your background layer, and then create your background, and then come back in and then change the color of your line work. Make sure you note things because you have done some new stuff here. You should know how to turn off your grids, make new sublayers, lock and unlock layers, create new artboards. So there's a list of things here. So make sure you note them in your notes. And that's it.